You are listening to the spookiest, scariest version of the Absurdity Podcast.
As you heard of me, welcome to the show. What's up, guys? I'm Cameron, and
such a spooky intro.
Hi, guys. What's up? No, I'm gonna do it off camera.
Formalities.
I'm gonna do it while I'm editing.
Yeah, no, I know, but this is
welcome to the scoops. Wow,
This is the thing. We just left you a spot to edit in, like where you dropped in that edit.
Yeah,
and we were reacting to how terrifying. That
Okay, well, I didn't get the cue. I'm new. What are you? I'm new here.
What do you want? I work here.
I'm a noob. I don't know what you want.
What do you want? I'm a little guy.
Yes. Anyway, I'm Cameron, and
Hi, Cameron.
I don't have a dad joke this week.
Thank God.
I mean, I do, but I'm not using it.
Okay.
By the time this comes out, we will be closed on our house. Mm-hmm. So you'll
be a homeowner.
I will be a homeowner. Thursday. The day off the rails comes out.
Yep.
I think we missed an opportunity with Off the Rails.
What do you mean?
It should have been called Derailed. Like Absurdity Podcast Derailed.
We're still young enough to rename things.
I mean, you can go back in time and redo everything.
Oh my God, that's so much typing.
I mean,
that's a lot of typing.
No. You type it one time, copy, and then
paste.
And
then we just change the logo on it.
Listen, or we could just
that's
change
like a long time to make.
Listen, like I said, we're young enough to where we can still change names. And people are just like, oh, I guess there's a name now. It's like it's a million people be like, I don't know what
we can change the name of the whole podcast.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. You can change the name anything.
Our 9 listeners aren't going to give a shit.
Hey, 9 YouTube listeners.
Hey, we got a projected audience of like 16. So
not anymore.
Oh no.
We're down to 9.
What happened?
The Off the Rails.
Fucking quitters.
The Off the Rails were getting such bad listens, like 4 or 5 per episode. So that's why I was like, move it to Patreon.
Yeah,
get that bitch out of here.
So that like brought our average down through.
Yeah.
Oh, bummer, man.
Yeah, because most of our main episodes get between 15 and 20.
Yeah.
So
stacking
the 15 and 20 of you.
The first week or two, and then they just slowly go to like
16.
16.
Yeah. It usually takes people a little while to pick up on the new episodes.
It's like nobody wants to watch
which
it when
is
it
weird.
comes out. Like, they don't want to watch it like the first 3 weeks.
I think it's just
because
there's so many podcasts out there. It's just like
podcasts.
We're probably the back burner. We're the ones. We're the leftovers.
We're the sympathy. We're just like, well, I want to support them.
No, this is we are the. I have nothing else to listen to.
Yeah, like we're the one. Like I listen to my
burnout.
podcast that I listened to the new episodes this week. Let's see what the boys got to say.
I binge listened to everything else.
We're literally at the bottom of the barrel. Like they're like,
we'll take it. We're a position.
I mean,
we're in the barrel at least.
Yeah,
I want one last chicken nugget, but that one looks kind of gross. I'm still pretty hungry though. I'm gonna eat it.
Yeah, even though we're like 100 out of 100. We're top 100. Like we're on the list, motherfucker.
We're in there.
We're in there.
We're there.
You cannot deny that people do listen.
I'm not going to say that we're implying we're on the top 100 of anything list.
No. We'd be looking for the top 1,000.
No, we're in the top 100 of some people's listening list.
Yeah.
Because some people don't listen to over 100 podcasts.
I would hope not. God, I couldn't keep up with that.
Some people were in the top 15.
I think I subscribe to like 8 and I have a hard time keeping up with those.
Yeah, I subscribe to like 5 and I listen to 3.
I don't know how. I listen to a lot of hours of podcast a week, but I don't know how many podcasts I really listen to. Like, it's probably like mainly LPN, Dungeons and Daddies and Adventure Zone. But I really don't even listen to. I mean, Dungeons and Daddies is once every 2 weeks that I listen to it. So it's like
it was every day for me, but now
I mean,
now it's every 2 weeks.
Yeah, once I caught up, like, and with Adventure Zone, I get it every week. LP, I will listen to both episodes that I release the side stories I listen to the side stories and the main episode every week.
They're both pretty good.
Yeah. But really, other than that, sometimes I listen to Freakonomics, which is an NPR podcast, and it's just a bunch of different sciencey things, which is cool to listen to when you're on like a long drive.
Science.
Yeah, science, the devil's magic. But other than that,
I'll listen to Dungeons and Daddies, Adventure Zone.
And us. I also listen to us whenever we listen. I'm not gonna lie, I don't listen to Off the Rails.
I do, just to hear how it sounds.
I do listen to our main show every week. I do not listen to Off the Rails. I mean, I do listen to. I pull up the YouTube a little bit and like hit parts of it.
Yeah.
But really, I'm just like, that was just conversation.
Yeah.
I've been listening on our Spotify now.
That's all I listen to.
I've been getting off of YouTube. The majority of my content now is on Spotify, which I'm about to stop paying for YouTube and start paying for Spotify.
So yeah, I do Dungeons and Daddies, Adventure Zone, Bad Friends, Tiger Belly, and one called Ear Biscuits, which is from these guys that were like started off on YouTube, and they made a show called Good Mythical Morning.
Oh yeah. That's
I heard of that one.
Rhett and Link. Yeah. So they have a podcast called Ear Biscuits.
Okay.
And it's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's less comedy and more like kind of what we do. Just talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they just talk about stuff in their lives and like what they do and stuff like that. But it's pretty good. I mean, that's definitely another one of my back burner ones.
Yeah.
It's like I've kind of caught up on everything else. So
now that I think about it, I listen to a lot more podcasts than I thought I did, because I listened to Your Mom's House, Dr. Drew After Dark, which is a side part of Your Mom's House, LPN, and I listened to I listened to both of those, the side stories and the main one. I did listen to Dungeons and Daddies until it started getting sad for me and I couldn't watch it anymore. Listen to it. Bad Friends. Don't really do much Tiger Belly just because. I'm sorry, but sometimes listening to Bobby Lee, like, I'm just like, stop being a little bitch, man. He's such a little drama queen.
that's what makes it good.
That's the kind of humor where, like, you love it. And, like, for me, like, it activates the irritating part of my brain where I'm like,
cringy.
Yeah. I have a very low tolerance for cringe.
Yeah.
Like, if I even start watching cringe, I'm just like, turn it off. Like, it physically ails me. I'm just like, I don't like this. I'm like that if we're like, it doesn't even have to be like anything like big cringe. It could just be like someone acting kind of awkward. I'm just like, nope, can't do it.
Yeah, like this week on Bad Friends, it was Andrew's birthday, and everyone got him presents, but Bobby didn't. Like, Bobby didn't even remember it was his birthday.
Oh no!
I'm not surprised.
And so he was like, "Yeah, I remember it's your birthday." He's like, "Oh, what'd you get me?" He's like, "It's getting mailed to my house." and then he goes, "Oh, I got you so many." He handed him a $20 bill.
I really want to know how much how much they kind of.
That thing
I don't
is
think any, honestly.
No, I don't think they plan anything, and I think
it's so
they're
angry.
so good at improv that it flows so well.
I mean, they are comedic geniuses.
Yeah.
Whether you
want to admit it or not,
like,
those two are hilarious.
Whether you like either of them or not, like a lot of people like don't like Bobby Lee, but you have to admit, like he's a genius in what he does.
Andrew he's just that guy. Like, he doesn't care what you think about him. Like, he will say and do whatever he wants, regardless of the repercussions. Like, he'll make race jokes, which they're jokes, and it's like he's not meaning it, but he's straight-faced, and he delivers it so well that you still laugh regardless of how racy it is.
Yeah, you cannot see it on his face. You can't hear it in his voice. He just says it, and he just stares at you.
Like, they were talking about a movie. They were like going to make a fake movie. It was called The Bottoms of Turtle Island.
Oh my gosh.
And
that's such a good episode. Oh my God.
And Andrew was talking to Bobby about, like, he was telling him what his part in the movie was going to be. And he goes, "You live above a liquor store, or next door to a liquor store," I think it was. And he was like, "When you get home, you made yourself noodles for dinner. And of course your hair's up in a bun."
That was Andrew that worked in the liquor store.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, he worked in the Chinese.
Bobby worked in the Chinese restaurant.
He's like,
and he goes, "Obviously, you have a bun."
He's like, and what's holding it up?
Chopsticks. And he goes, "And you have a samurai sword."
I forgot what he made him name it. Would name the character. It was something just so
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 Asian.
Asian.
So Asian. And he's like, when they got to the island, the only way they could survive at night was to be off the ground. And the only way to get through the night was they had to suck each other's dicks.
No, that's not what they had to do.
Oh, that's what they chose to do. Yeah, that's right.
No, it's because they couldn't make noise, so they kept on like, one was bleeding out of his leg from a spiky coconut that fell from a tree, and he just kept on gesturing like, and he's just like, suck your dick, and he just started sucking his dick.
And like the end of it is like a pit of like all like a bunch of Andrews and Bobbies,
I think it was supposed
and
to be
they all just
100
like an orgy of sucking each other's dicks.
Because they're like, so what else do we do?
And
Suck each other's dicks.
And the person like controlling everything was his niece that came over from like the Philippines.
The Philippines, yeah. like full blood Filipino.
And he goes, and we're naked the whole time. It's so
And Andrew
good.
was like a stereotypical Irishman. His name was Lucky.
Oh man, so good,
God,
so good.
That's like one of the few episodes of any show where I'll just continuously go back and watch that episode. And I'm like, it's just so funny no matter
It
how many
is.
times you watch it, you're cracking up on it. Are they still playing on actually making it a movie? I think that's still
People have been making movie posters of it.
Not only that, but I think they got actual funding for it. I think they
I'm
actually
sure they
have funding.
did. They've come up with a couple of movie scenarios. You're like, that could never be a movie.
Don't do it.
But it
There's
should
so
be.
much. There's just so much like cringiness in all of it, and you're just like, I don't know.
Yeah, haven't you seen Disaster Movie
No,
Haven't
or
you-
any
I steer
of
clear
those
of that.
parody movies?
I steer clear of
what's
that.
that one? Sausage Party.
I haven't seen that either.
That one I actually enjoyed Sausage Party. I thought Sausage Party was really funny, but then I was also like the prime age. to
Color
pick
me
Sausage Party.
shocked.
I was like 19 or something when it came out.
Yeah, I mean, I get it.
I was prime age to enjoy that movie.
I mean, I
It
can
was
look.
edgy
I
humor.
watched it, and I could appreciate it for what it was. I mean, it was edgy humor and all
I mean,
that.
I could probably appreciate it too. I just
I'm a douche.
Yeah, it's just
like I just never watched it.
it gets weird.
It does get weird.
Yeah, I can imagine.
What's up, guys? I'm DK.
We'll do a lot of cutting.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a
Avid Sausage Party lover.
avid sausage party.
Well,
fan.
now we have to leave that part in because
you know, it's
damn
fine.
it, guys.
So it goes.
No context.
And man, I just had. This week, my fun fact of the week is I can continue to surprise myself with my carpentry skills, and I redid. I had to take out my grandma's skylights in her house, replace them, frame them in, lay down lumber, decking on top of it, and reshingle the whole sides of the roof. So that's what I did this weekend.
She's still underneath it though.
Yeah, she's still underneath the house.
Been on welfare for too long, Graham.
But yeah,
Learn
that was-
today.
Someone else needs that money.
Yep, there we go.
Hey guys, it's Jake here.
Wondering when,
I thought
when
he
it was
had more
coming.
for some reason.
I don't have nothing.
Yeah, I wish I had something. I didn't even think about it.
Jesus was a carpenter.
Jesus was
True.
a carpenter. And for some reason, no matter how long he was in the Middle East, perfectly pale skin.
Yeah, he's a white guy, isn't he?
Yeah.
weird.
In some iterations.
Most I where we're at, I see white Jesus all the time.
It's true. It is.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
all white Jesus.
But there's other iterations where he's very
I've
dark
seen some
complected.
where he looks like a Neanderthal.
Yeah.
And he probably didn't look too far from it, honestly.
I just see the Geico commercial fucking just
Come,
Jesus
my followers.
just God, why have you forsaken me? And he gets fucking poked in the side with a spear, and he's just like, "Oh, that hurts!"
Get back down in the pit.
Ouch, Kibibbles.
Let me drink more of that blood.
That really hurt, Charlie.
Charlie.
Ouch, Charlie, there.
I like to think that he would just be a white Englishman in the middle of the Middle East.
And we're all going to hell.
Had that ticket for a while, I guess.
That's what you get for being a Satanist.
F in chat.
Huge F.
Are you going to go or?
That was it.
He's got nothing.
Did he even introduce himself?
Yeah, I said, hey guys, I'm Jake.
Oh, I didn't hear that part.
He was kind of sad about it because I think he didn't have a fact. So he was
Or
just
he said that he's Jake.
I can just say
gonna go
yes, yeah.
yes, yeah.
Therapy.
No, he's doing it. Aren't you?
Are you?
No, my therapist, I think, is still in the hospital. Either that or I haven't heard anything back from him.
I'm sorry. What?
A week after.
Buried the lead a little bit.
So here's my fact. A week after I had my very first therapy appointment ever, my therapist got hospitalized.
That's a bad omen.
Oof.
Yeah, so that's...
Yikes.
And they call me and be like, so we need to cancel your appointments until further notice. It's like, oh, what happened? It's like, oh, well, your therapist, he's in the hospital right now. And of course they couldn't tell me why because, confidentiality. But, maybe I just made him sad.
Yeah, I was about to say, do you think maybe you made him hate his life so much?
I mean, he was the guy that, like, as I walked in the room, he already had, like, pages of notes, I think.
Bottle of scotch on his desk.
He's always
It's just a bottle of scotch and a revolver.
Oh fuck!
He's just like an old school New York detective. He's like hands on his head. He's like, oh my god.
He's in the hospital for a failed attempt.
You just have the stereotype of the detective whiteboard of just like notes and string going everywhere. Be like, I just can't figure it out. The implications. Where does it start? Where does it end?
The implications.
Who are you?
It's got the red yarn
What is
everywhere.
Yeah.
Pepe Sylvia, Pepe Sylvia, Pepe Sylvia! Everywhere I look, it's Pepe Sylvia!
What do the numbers mean?
What do they mean, Mason? Oh man,
Yeah, so I'm still waiting.
that took a journey I was not expecting.
Yeah.
That was dark.
So I guess I do have a fact about myself.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're here. This is already a fun week.
I'm not.
Oh, this was fun. I liked it already. It put me in just the right place.
I do want to say, end of week 2, beginning of week 3, this new job, still loving it.
Good.
We did have, on Friday, the fire alarm get pulled 3 times because instead of living, as you know, like you're supposed to have Fridays off.
Yeah.
But because like one department's kind of like being lackadaisical and they keep on messing up and having to revert what they're doing, we keep on waiting on them.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of making the smart decision and not having everyone hate you and laying all departments out at the same time, they started letting departments go one by one. So all the other departments that are working their asses off can just watch as, groups of happy people walk out the building. I guess it was during break is that when one group went out. So one group was leaving while everyone else went on break, and one guy just decided, you know what? Fuck this place. And then made everybody stand outside and wait. While I still had a lot of work to do. I was one of the last departments to leave.
Yeah, that's kind of lame. That's actually really lame.
Yeah, it wasn't a good time when I'm sitting there. I just wanted to get my job done. Like there was a lot of things I had to get done. I'm at the part where like I know how to do my job.
Yeet!
I know how to do my job at this point, like by myself for the most part. So I'm sitting there like I'm just like I just want to get this done, and just watching all these people just smiling, getting in their cars. And this is actually portraying how it's been, honestly.
Adequate.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot.
I mean, my job itself, I'm very much enjoying it. I love working with my hands and getting this stuff done and feeling proud of my work. Now let me put my microphone back up.
There you go. Opportune time.
I just have you muted so you can do all that. Speaking of weird, today I pull up to this location and this guy is sitting in like a lawn chair, like just outside.
I mean, it's a nice day.
And he has like an umbrella. Yeah. He's like faced away from me. Mm-hmm. So when I pull up, he like jumps up and turns around and he starts waving at me. Mm-hmm. So I wave back. He starts walking around to my driver's side of my vehicle. Oh, and so I roll down the window and he goes, man,
these damn Muslims.
He's like, that's not what I was going to say. He goes, man, I really do love Fords. Because my work vehicle is a Ford. Mm-hmm. And he goes, my dad drove nothing but Fords. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's cool. He's like, I drive nothing but Fords. I was like, that's cool, man. That's cool. And he was like, you want to trade jobs? This guy was a homeless man.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah.
Let's do it.
You work and I'll do nothing all day. That sounds good. But I actually have a home, so I'll just stay there.
Maybe
you're buzzing though. But he starts walking away, and then when he comes back, as I'm like writing out the slip for the day or for that stop, and he goes, man, how much do you think one of these cost? How much one of these vehicles cost? I was like, man, I don't know. It's a work vehicle. I have no earthly idea how much it costs. And he was like, oh, when you get back to the Ford dealership, will you ask him? Let him know, blah, 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 still driving Fords.
Yeah, because every day I make sure to go by the Ford dealership and be like, hey, thanks for the van, by the way.
And I didn't know if he thought that I worked at the Ford dealership, but I was like, okay, yeah, I'll do that.
I don't think he knows what he thinks.
Yeah. So
it was interesting.
it was interesting. Yeah, it was definitely strange. And then I get to another location, and this lady who claims she's a recovering addict is vibrating next to me while I'm waiting on an elevator, and she has just tears rolling down her face. And I was like, I really just don't want to interact in this. I just want to get my job done and go home. And we get on the elevator, and I hit the top floor, and she hits every single floor all the way up. And I'm like,
Ma'am, out.
At every floor, she screams, my mama's dead. My mama died. Marie's mama died. Every floor. 11 floors.
No.
11 floors.
This doesn't happen.
11 floors. She's screaming at the top of her lungs. And I'm just like standing there, just I'm not making eye contact at all. She's carrying a shoebox.
Yeah.
I don't know what's in it.
Her mom.
That's what I was afraid of. I thought maybe her ashes were in that shoebox, and I was like, I'm not interacting at all. I don't want that, because what if she drops it? What if her mom gets on me? I just don't. Yeah, but every floor.
Give me back my mom.
Dude, I would have had I straight up had a panic attack in that situation. I would have freaked the fuck out.
Start choking and be like, shh.
I just stood in the corner. I was like, yeah, we're just gonna. I just looked up at the ceiling.
Sure is a lovely
How many
elevator.
ceiling tiles were in that elevator?
14. Like, it was just in my head. I'm thinking, why did she have to get on at the same time I did? Why?
I don't know how to that.
I mean, she probably only got on because you got on.
And then on the 11th floor, she turned around. She goes, "You have a good day, sir."
Now, did you say you too?
Yeah. Yeah, because that's my natural reaction when someone says that.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, you.
I'm like, yeah, you too. And she walked off screaming down the hall, "My mama's dead." And I was like, oh gosh, I just want to get out of here. I don't know if this is a valid excuse not to collect this location, but I wish it was. It was a nightmare.
I'm busy throwing up in the elevator. I can't collect this building.
So yeah, that's how today. That was just
That's
today.
just Monday. Hey,
That's just Monday.
someone had a case of Mondays.
Multiple people had a case of Mondays. So yeah,
nice.
that was just my day, not even my week.
I've discovered that there's a road on Winganon that's for some reason cursed with animals. It's all there's one.
I think that's every road.
No, because it's literally like this stretch of like 15 feet. Like this stretch of road where there's always at least one animal at the same time of day, but it's been different animals. There was a possum one day, a raccoon the next, a cat, a dog, a deer, and they're all in the exact same spot on the exact same patch of road going down a hill. Yeah. And it's weird because they sit there in the exact, like, they're not farther down the road, they're not up on the road, like they're in this spot.
They play the game Animal Crossing.
Well, they're not crossing.
Froggy
chair. They got halfway through. They halfway crossed.
Well, there might be.
They're playing Frogger at this point. They're about to lose.
Well, if that's where they're going a lot, there's probably a game trail that has been made, like on the road sides of the roads right there, and that's just where the animals have made it easier to cross, and that's where they probably.
Well, it's between houses. Like they're rows of houses.
Weird.
It's just this one spot where it's just random animals. But it's in the exact same like dark black spot where it looks like there is like extra tar on the road. It's in that exact same spot every single day.
It's softer than the rest of the road.
It might be.
They could just bounce.
It's quieter across there.
And what's weird is
like
there's
a trampoline for them.
There's also been like there's also dead carcasses there, but like deers don't eat dead carcasses
unless they're zombie deer.
Boom. The apocalypse. Here it is.
I thought it's so weird because like
that's just gonna be the start of the episode.
There you go.
Unless there's zombie deer.
But like on the second day, I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. And then like now on the third week, I'm just like, this is really weird.
He just added an H to week. The third week.
The third week.
The third week.
Quick word is whiskey.
Drink my whiskey on my third week. Eat some wheat thins.
No.
It's been a fun day.
Speaking of fun day,
Fun day.
Mark Hoppus undergoes surgery to remove chemo port after announcing he's in remission for cancer.
Yeah.
Who's
it's a
Mark
great-
Hoppus?
Mark Hoppus.
Oh my goodness
He's a
gracious!
baby. Don't hold it against him.
He knows the band though.
Who doesn't know the band?
Exactly. You should know who
Listen.
Mark Hoppus is.
I don't know like musicians' names when they're in a band.
Okay, let's guess. See if you can pick a
Oh
guess.
no! Oh no! I don't
If you
even
can
know
get
what
one
genre-
of the two, I know you won't get one, but you might get the other one.
I can't even think of the genre because in my mind it's like it could be any genre, but I'm assuming it's going to be a metal or a hard rock genre. I'm assuming it's going to be a metal genre.
Okay, take a guess.
Oh god, Mark Hoppus, Avenged Sevenfold.
Yes. What instrument does he play?
Are you serious?
What instrument does he play?
The bass.
Yes.
I know what you're doing. I know exactly what you're doing.
You're actually half right.
You're half right.
He does play bass.
He does.
Damn it! I was hoping you were like, it was Avenged Sevenfold. I was like, yes.
He doesn't have a cool name. I mean,
I
he has
know.
a cool name, but he doesn't have like a.
He doesn't have
He
like
doesn't have Avenged Sevenfold name.
M Shadows or
Here.
Johnny Christ.
That's his name. M
Sinister
Shadows
Gates.
was.
And his actual name is Matt Sanders.
That's it. But M Shadows is so
Yeah.
much better.
So Mark Hoppus played bass for
Plays bass.
Blink 182,
Mm-hmm.
See, that's something I wouldn't care about.
or he played in Plus 44.
Angels and Airwaves.
Was he in Angels and Airwaves?
Wasn't that his?
No, that was Tom's.
Oh, that was Tom's. Rip.
Plus 44 was
Yeah,
his.
Plus-
These are
That
just
was
names.
his.
You might as well just be owners.
Boxcar Racer.
Oh, that's
There
true.
you
Boxcar
go.
Racer.
Boxcar Racer was.
That's
Boxcar
right.
Racer slaps. Dude.
Yeah,
Oh, that was a good.
I love that band.
I definitely wouldn't know Blink 182 artists. I like some of their songs, but a lot of it's just not my style.
Oh, but it was so good, especially the early stuff.
Early stuff.
I think the early stuff's the only stuff I listen to. I don't.
I only got to see them with Mark once, and then after that, it was with
After Mark,
Adam
they
Sis-
were,
Marky
Siska?
Mark.
or
Fuck
after
Mark.
Tom, I didn't really like him anymore.
Yeah, Tom.
Yeah,
Tom.
fuck
After
you,
Tom
Tom.
left, he
Yeah,
was,
after Tom.
Oh,
Tom. F.
yeah, when Tom left, it just was not the same band.
I mean, I saw him twice after Tom left.
It's just not the same.
I mean, it's still fun. It's still a fun show. Don't get me wrong. It's still a fun show.
Well, yeah, I can imagine.
And I mean, you
'Cause
still
they're
get to
insane.
sing. You still get to sing Blink 182 songs with
Yeah.
all your friends and
Yeah.
get drunk. And
it's still Blink 182.
yeah, it's still a Blink
But
182 show.
Tom is just, he's crazy.
Oh yeah.
And he made that band for me. A woman shocked to learn weight gain in her stomach is actually a 17-pound cancerous tumor.
That's
17
what
pounds?
childbirth does to
17
you.
pounds.
That's just an organ.
Amanda Schultz had tried dieting for months without success before a CT scan revealed that she had a 33 centimeter wide low-grade liposarcoma,
Motherfucker, use
a
it.
type of cancerous tumor.
Mm-hmm.
When her stomach first started pushing out from under her shirts in January, she thought time and genetics were catching up to her, and that she was simply gaining weight. The 29-year-old had also been very, very sick with COVID-19 over the winter holidays and was taking steroids, which can cause bloating.
Yep.
So yeah, she just found out it was just a 17-pound tumor.
I'm a tumor. I'm a tumor.
I'm a tumor.
That's one of those like one of those little songs that'll always be stuck in my
Oh
head.
yeah,
from
it's in there
Family Guy.
forever. It's
That's
like
ingrained in me.
badger, 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 badger.
Mushroom.
Rock lobster.
Oh, I love that.
That
song.
one
The
too.
B-52s are arguably more punk than the Sex Pistols.
So the last one I have. Tulsa man accused of shooting flaming arrow at house with 5 people inside.
Where was this?
Tulsa.
That's Ted Nugent. It was Ted Nugent, right?
Tulsa fire investigators arrested a man accused of dousing a house in gasoline, then using a bow to shoot a flaming arrow at the house while 5 people were inside. Document said investigators found Robert Wood in a shed outside after the homeowner called 911. The arrest report said Wood admitted to trying to set the home on fire because he was upset and looking for his ex-wife.
I know you're in there,
I
Karen.
don't think shooting a flaming arrow is a good way to look.
Eventually, I'll hit her.
She's like, if I catch this house on fire, they all have to run out. I'll know
That's
that
where
she's
she's at.
Yeah, I know she's in there.
Man, that's some like. That's some thinking. That's some levels on levels.
Yeah,
type
it's just
shit.
like,
I'm gonna douse this house with gasoline, and then I'm gonna be 100 feet away from it, so no one knows I'm near it when it catches on fire.
and I'm going to travel back in time to the medieval times and shoot a flaming arrow at it.
Exactly, with a recurve bow made from Osage oak, because that's actually really or Osage elm. Osage.
Yes.
No, there's a Oklahoma native plant, and I can't remember if it's Osage. I think it's Osage elm. Osage orange. It's Osage orange is what it is, and you use it to make bows, and you can make
Osage orange is the new black.
And orange is the new black. Is the new
Orange.
Orange.
I don't know where you're going. With
Black
that.
and orange. Halloween.
Full circle.
We're gonna make the dumbest connections to Halloween this episode.
That's fine.
Which is also a really good band.
We're all 6
That's a perfect
degrees away
circle.
from Halloween right now.
Yeah, or literally this will be the last episode that comes out before Halloween hits. So we gotta just, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing here.
It's what we do.
It's how we do.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Nice.
Welcome to the jungle, baby.
So DK, you looked tense when you came in here. How's your week been?
It's just been a week. I mean, other than I didn't get to really.
It's gonna be a catchphrase. It's been a week.
It's been a week. I mean, really, that's it. Like
that and sheesh. Those are those two.
I legitimately want a sheesh tattoo. I still am like heavily.
I'm gonna remake our logo,
Just say
and it's gonna have the new one that my wife made,
Mhm.
and then it's gonna have sheesh coming off it.
Can we get a sweatpants to say now that's traction on the ass?
Now that's trash.
No, that's traction.
Oh,
That's what I call.
that's what I call traction.
That's what I call traction. Have that around the ass.
Or no, talk about traction.
Oh,
Jesus
yeah, talk about
Christ.
traction.
We don't even know our own
We'll
shit.
get there.
One of these days. But no,
You know the thing.
well, what did I do? Was it No, it wasn't last week. It was the week before.
Onset dementia.
Last week was just a week. Like I did work, like you do. Went over to my
Unless
friend's
you
house. I had a couple friends move into a new house over on Riverside. Went over there and hung out, drank some wine, and just chilled. And it was really, really cool. Their house is really, really neat. It's like right on the corner of the street, and it's like got a huge porch and everything like that. It's really nice. Then actually went climbing 3 times in the past week, so I'm getting back into it, and I feel good. But I also am very, very tired and very, very sore from climbing because my nutrition's not right now. I got to get my nutrition back on track. But other than that, I mean, playing Apex, man, like nerding out playing Apex, like it feels good to finally get, because at first, like the first 4 or 5 days, it was bad. Like I was like, my movement was still there. I can still like, because that's the thing is like I can wall jump and I can do all that stuff, but I couldn't hit a shot to save my life. Like I was lucky if I was getting like 150 damage games, but now I'm like averaging like 800 damage games, and I'm like, okay, I'm slowly getting it back. Here pretty soon we'll be hitting like 1,200 plus damage games on the regs, and I'm really, really excited about it because I am playing with a couple of guys who I used to play with a lot. They're PC players, and now that we can play cross-plat, like it's good that 2 PCs, 1 controller comp is really, really good. So we're talking about trying to, because this is a far-fetched idea, but we want to practice for the not like crazy practice, but play together for the next foreseeable year, like play grind ranked, everything like that, and we want to try and try out for ALGS, like, because I mean you can get into it as a regular if you just make the tournaments, and we just want to try and play, do some tournament play and see if we could actually do anything with it, because that would be just a fun experience. Because like the guys who pretty much are winning ALGS right now are just guys who are streamers. They're 3 guys who are streamers who are playing together. They're not like affiliated with any pro team or anything like that. They're only content creators. So to see some just, regular gamers do it, not too far-fetched. But I mean, they stream. They like, actually my one friend who's streaming is pretty much trying to take it full time, which very impressive. I think it's very, very cool.
I played 2 or 3 rounds today or over the weekend. I played with some really bad teammates.
It happens.
They usually happen.
They went down pretty quick. And then when I revived one, I went down shortly after that. And then he just he killed the enemy, but then just left both of our cards just sitting there and like walked off.
What a jerk.
I was like, and the respawn thing was right there. I'm like, it would have taken you 4 seconds.
You should be used to that playing Modern Warfare.
Yeah, I know. I played a little bit of Fortnite too, which is weird.
Here's how I feel about Fortnite right now. Fortnite, I had this epiphany today. Fortnite,
controversial show.
hot take on Fortnite
Hot
right
take.
now. Fortnite is the epitome of late stage capitalism and money grabbing.
Yeah.
Just microtransactions up
Well,
the
here's
ass.
the thing. They released skins for Dune. There are Dune skins in Fortnite. Don't get me wrong. I'm so hyped about Dune. I'm so pumped about this Dune, and I'm so excited to see a new generation get into Dune. That's
Yeah.
how much I think Dune matters to science fiction. But fucking Fortnite is getting Dune skins. If any of these like parents whose kids were like playing Fortnite actually like read Dune, like, I mean, maybe some of them have. I mean, kudos to them. And
You
good
talked
for
to us
them.
about Dune, didn't you?
Yeah, I've talked about Dune, but Dune is very, very, very horny.
Same.
I get it. It happens. But
There's that.
and maybe that's why Fortnite. But really, the movie's not going to be very horny at all because
Here's how I felt about Fortnite when I played it. And
can't
I
jerk
only
off to
played
it,
it
I don't
because my son,
yeah.
he was like, oh, we can play together. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, I'll play a couple rounds with
No,
you.
I get it. No, like I said, I played the fuck out of Fortnite for a while. And I get the appeal of it as a game to play with someone who's younger, like your child or something. But for me, it is not.
No, I didn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
And here's why. The moment you hit someone, they just start building a house.
Yeah.
I'm like, how is this like? No, that's not how you get shot, and so you just hide.
I don't like games that you can't ADS.
Yeah, like
That's the
well,
same reason why I
yeah,
didn't like CSGO.
But it's just like, fight me, bro. Like, come on, don't hide behind some walls. Like, if we're out in the open, that's your bad for being out in the open.
Yeah.
Don't build a house around you. And then secondly, I was playing with the most toxic child I've ever played with in my life.
So just a child.
No, not my child.
Oh, okay.
I was playing with I don't know what his name was, but like
Brandon.
basically he was like, "Oh, look at these defaults," because I'm not paying for skins,
Yeah.
so I just got the
Oh
default
yeah,
guy.
kid, what job do you have that pays for your skins?
Yeah, he's like, "Look at these defaults; they don't know what they're doing." I had
Sackless.
7 kills and he had 1
Rip.
and died before me.
Did you tell him that?
I didn't have my mic on, but I'm like, "How are you going to talk about?" Oh, sorry, I don't want to spend money on a game I don't enjoy.
I just want to mention the idea of how angry he's getting at a child.
No, it's just like
That's what sucks about online games too. Is it's just like you get stuck with a kid like
yeah,
But-
and it's just annoying.
But I also remember being an annoying kid.
yeah,
Yeah,
I tried.
it's
playing,
unforgivable.
I tried playing Warzone, but their servers are so bad. It's like there was no one else on the internet in my house but me, and it was still lagging so bad. And it was saying that it was my connection, and I'm like, it was showing I had 190 ping, and I'm like, dude, no, I don't. I have like 40.
I'm grateful that I never played online games when I was in the shitty kid stage.
I didn't really have online games in the shitty kid stage.
So yeah, we want to play online. Split screen.
Yeah,
So we had
we talk
split
shit
screen.
in person.
Yeah, we did. We talked
Yeah, you'd
about
be
shit.
next to the guy and be like,
Yeah.
man, you suck.
Yeah,
I do miss having like 4 Xbox LAN parties, like 16 people
Yeah.
just playing at
playing
somebody's house.
COD with
playing
like
Halo,
full screen.
Halo. We played Halo.
teabagging the crap out of
Oh,
people.
yeah.
playing Halo 1 campaign split screen.
What I don't like about
I miss it.
Destiny right now is like I play as a hunter, right? I
Didn't
can't.
get nerfed.
It always does. They always just shit on the hunter. It's terrible. But they buff the crap out of those titans. But if you haven't used your dodge, you can't teabag because it just makes you dodge away from them. And I'm like, that's not what I wanted.
I wanted to
I have to
I
do
kill
it.
you and then I run away.
I have to do it slowly so it doesn't register the double
Yeah.
tap. And it's kind of annoying, but
reset your button mats.
I want to.
But he wants to teabag so bad.
So
I want the dodge to be like that. I just have to dodge onto them and then teabag.
no, I have set up the controls now for Apex. Like, so I'm a bumper jumper now.
Yeah.
So I can wall jump. Like, you have to do it to maintain aim and wall jumping. Like, because I mean, it's such an awesome exploit that I love, and just being able to wall jump and learning how to do it makes the game so much more fun. But so I have switched over to that, and like for the first 3 days of that, I was just like, oh no, I'm just like run into a wall, like pressing my like utility button, like I would be Octane and just like jam myself with the stim pad
Yeah.
and just like run headfirst in the wall and be like, oh man, I'm an idiot.
I tried playing it on my PC, but even it just doesn't. I can't run it.
Yeah,
It's so annoying.
this can barely run it adequately.
my laptop still has issues with Google. So
It's the RAM.
if I turn up the if I turn on the system tray, like I just see what's going on, just that alone will have like 100% memory.
We ain't got no RAM.
I'm like, oh my
keeps RAM
God.
anyways, I bet if I hold up Google right now, it just like I have it up right now.
Honestly, I haven't had the strength. Well, I haven't had the strength to do any kind of gaming, except like on the weekend when I just physically don't leave my bed. And I've re-enabled my addiction of mozzarella shredded cheese.
Just eating it.
Like
I've been
like Saturday and Sunday I ate 2 bags.
I do the Mexican blend.
It's just so good. Like I just can't help it. It's so delicious. You have to get Clover Valley because you cannot get like Great Choice or whatever it is. Like the
You get Kraft.
Yeah, never mind. Yeah, it's Kraft.
Okay.
Kraft's
Clover Valley is actually a cheaper version than Great Value.
Is it even cheap? Is it?
Yeah.
I think it's more expensive.
Clover Valley is the Dollar General.
Yeah, Dollar
brand.
General brand. Man.
Oh, well, they had it at
Dollar General.
I had to pull that. I was like, where did that come from? Where did that come from?
I know that's something.
You mean where I do my grocery shopping?
Yes. Okay, so
Welcome back to Absurdity Podcast.
yeah. So you guys made me self-conscious last week.
No.
Good.
When I said
How
I
did
had
that
a
make you feel?
when I said I had a more lighthearted top 10,
Uh-huh.
you guys made me feel subconscious, so I had to pick a new one.
Oh.
Because I had the
A better
top 10 candies of Halloween.
Well, that would have been controversial.
Yeah, that's definitely controversial.
Yeah.
That's too
Oh,
hot button of an issue.
If you want, we can run through them real quick.
Because I'm just going to say now that I love candy corn.
Number 10 is M&M's.
That's not a Halloween.
That's just a candy.
Yeah, that's
Well, this is candy they give out.
Oh, that you give out?
no. It
Yeah.
needs to be like it's specifically for Halloween. Like you can't get it another time of year.
Well, I mean, you can get the little fun bags.
Top
like the
10
Halloween-
top
the
10
Halloween
candies
fun
in
bags.
general would be M&M.
But if it was specific to Halloween candies, you'd have 3.
You have candy corn, caramel
No,
apples.
you can get candy corn any time of the year.
Oh, disgusting.
You can get
I
caramel
might pick up a
apples
bag of
any
candy
time of
corn
the
on the
year.
way home. Actually,
I'm talking about those like red and black or those orange and black like gummy things that like you can't ever find any other time of the year that are just in that clear packaging. That clear, you know what I'm talking about? That it's like the saran wrap that's just wrapped around it. You don't know what I'm talking about?
I don't know what you're talking about either.
Like saltwater taffy?
It looks like
That's what I was
yeah,
thinking of.
yeah.
You can get saltwater taffy.
But I'm talking the red or the orange and black ones that are for Halloween. It's only for Halloween.
Well, I mean, you could say the same thing for M&M's. It's like, oh well,
Well, they
You're gonna
okay.
change
Top
it,
10 candy that comes in Halloween packaging.
there we go. Yeah.
Well,
Halloween
I don't have
themed
that.
candy.
Well, that's what this list pretty much is.
Yeah.
Number 9 is the Hershey's milk chocolate.
Definitely comes in a Halloween.
Number 8 is a Butterfinger.
I love Butterfingers.
I-
That
yes.
should be number 1 on the list.
I just
Number
don't like
s-
it gets stuck in your teeth so much. That
Freeze
irritates
it,
me.
and then it gets stuck in your teeth more. But it's so much more delicious.
Oh my god.
It
I'm
becomes
gonna
more
freeze it,
problematic, but it's better.
but it's worth it.
It is.
Number 7 is a Twix.
Twix is my go-to candy bar.
I only like the peanut butter one.
I don't agree with this placement. Number 6 is a Kit Kat. Above
like-
a Twix, I don't think so. Above a
I-
Butterfinger, no.
I will say I like Kit Kats more, but it's only because I just don't eat as much Twix.
Number 5 is my personal favorite candy of all time, Paydays.
Paydays are really paydays and zeros.
You
I like
take
zeros.
you want to really enjoy a payday, pick off each individual peanut
It's so good.
and then eat the middle.
I like just biting.
That's a
into the
candy
bar.
bar that'll last you hours.
I love
Kids in a
paydays.
date.
Paydays are so tasty.
Number 4 is candy corn.
I
I don't think that should be above a payday or a Twix.
Listen, I don't think it should be above any of these, honestly. But I do enjoy candy corn. But it should not be in the same ranking as like the.
Are you one of those
Twix.
people that eat it separate colors, or you just pop it all in your mouth at once? Okay. Some people like eat the white and then they eat the orange and then they. What order does that go in? Yellow's at the bottom, like the biggest part, right?
White, orange, yellow.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
That sounds right. I've done that a couple of times, but that's just being bored and just be like.
Number 3 is a Milky Way. Number 2 is a Snickers,
Yeah, just get a Snickers. Why have a Milky Way when you have a Snickers?
and number 1 is a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup.
I do.
You can never go wrong with a Reese's peanut butter cup.
Those are also delicious frozen.
So
That is true. Yes.
Because you all made me so conscious about that list, which
We do
now
another
I'm
one.
glad we didn't do that.
Yeah,
we did do it, but we didn't. It
do
wasn't
it.
the highlighted.
We
top
didn't get
10.
into
Well,
it.
let's get to the good one that you got.
Yeah,
here.
what's the juicy?
The top 10 most terrifying and mysterious creatures.
Woo!
This will
is
also be
what I
debatable.
like.
Yeah,
This is what I like.
this is my stuff.
Number 10 is the Dover Demon.
The Dover Demon.
This creature was sighted on 3 separate occasions in the town of Dover, Massachusetts on April 21st and April 22nd in 1977. Due to its appearance, there's speculation as to whether or not this creature was an alien or the result of some sort of experiment, a human or alien hybrid, for example, while others suggest it came from another dimension. The Dover Demon's features are as follows: a disproportionately large and watermelon-shaped head, glowing orange eyes, long, thin arms and legs with slender fingers. It was said to be hairless with rough flesh-toned skin described as a tan color with the texture of sandpaper. And its sound is like a hawk's screech combined with a snake's hiss. I mean, the picture of it is... it kind of looks like from Independence Day.
Yeah, it does look like a thing.
I
from
like
Independence
that.
Day.
That looks like Doctor Who.
I just kind of
Aliens
whiff
from
of that.
Doctor
Ugh,
That Scotch.
that scotchy scotch.
It hits like a truck.
I don't. Yeah, I can smell it over here.
Number 9
Number 9.
Number
is
9.
the Jersey Devil.
The Jersey Devil.
Jersey Devil.
I like Jersey Devil.
The Jersey Devil is a creature that is usually described as a flying biped
Mhm.
with hooves, wings like a bat, and a head resembling a horse.
Mhm.
I mean, that's really all we need to know about
Yeah,
it.
that's what I know about it.
It's in Jersey.
Number 8 is the Flatwoods monster.
Flatwoods monster.
Please
Uh,
explain.
It is claimed that the Flatwoods monster is some form of extraterrestrial, as this creature was spotted in the vicinity of a large UFO that either hovered above or rested on the ground in the town of Flatwoods in Braxton County, West Virginia. On September 12, 1952, according to the reports, this creature was
weird-looking.
huge, at least 10 feet tall. Its face gave off a reddish glow, and its body was green in color. Its head was shaped like a heart or ace of spades, and out of this strangely shaped head bulged non-human eyes. The body is described as being shaped similar to a man's and dressed in some sort of dark clothing resembling a skirt.
Yeah, it's very interesting looking.
Reports describe the creature variously as having either no visible arms or having short, stubby arms ending in long, claw-like fingers.
That's what the artist renditions look like. That's pretty spook.
There it is. Well, yeah,
She's single.
she might probably.
I hope so.
Number 7 is the Owlman.
Owlman.
I've seen
mean-
games made of this guy.
Fallout?
No,
No, he's not Owlman, but it's the moth thing. in
no. There
Fallout.
was a small game made of like an owl that puts you in a perpetual loop, and every time you killed him, you would restart the loop, and then a guy would learn like he would place something before the loop, and then
Oh, so it's the end of Doctor Strange.
I mean, yeah, basically, and eventually you'd have to like find a way to kill him before a certain time, or else he'd go back into the loop.
Monan, Cornwall, 1976. If you were in the area at this time, you would have overheard the first reports of a creature called the Owlman. The first sighting took place on April 17th, 1976, when the creature was spotted hovering menacingly above the Monan Church Tower. Oddly enough, sightings up to August 1978 all occurred within the vicinity of this church. This cryptid, which unsurprisingly, cryptid.
That's all we're talking about right now is cryptids. That's why I'm super pumped that you're doing it, because I'm only touching on so few.
I'm
And
going
there's
nationwide,
so many out
baby.
there.
I want to touch all the cryptids.
This cryptid, which unsurprisingly has the appearance of an owl, is the size of a man, has pointed ears, red eyes, and black pincer-like claws. Yeah, that's the Owlman for you.
Oh, the thing I was thinking of is you don't start a loop. If you kill him, you become him. And then that's the loop. And then somebody else comes in, and then they kill
Still
you.
the
and
ending
they
of
become
Doctor
you.
Strange. That's just a
I mean, it's
convenience.
still-
Marvel did it.
Marvel did it. Marvel did it.
Simpsons did it.
Number 6 is the
Simpsons did it.
Lizard Man of Scape or Swamp.
Where's that?
That is in Lee County, South Carolina.
No.
The sightings began in June 29th, 1988, with the most recent notable sightings in February 2008.
Oh, I
Hey,
think I remember reading about that one.
The creature is described as being 7 feet 2 inches tall, which is very specific. Bipedal with a strong build, green scaly skin, and glowing red eyes.
Ooh,
Very creepy.
That footy, though.
I don't know how to pronounce this one. This one's number 5, the bunyip.
Oh, yeah, the bunyip.
Bunyip. Okay,
I don't know what the bunyip is.
For those who
Please
grew up
explain.
in Australia, the bunyip will be familiar. The bunyip is a large mythical creature from Australian Aboriginal mythology said to lurk in swamps, billabongs, creeks, riverbeds, and waterholes. It has been described as a giant starfish that walks on land. Imagine that. Other 19th century newspaper clippings described it as having a dog-like face, dark fur, a horse-like tail, flippers, and walrus-like tusks or horns, or a duck-like bill.
That's a lot for a starfish.
Yeah.
You know, things change.
You got an image of that you can show me? 'Cause that's
Here's the one I think is like the starfish based.
that's disgusting. Oh, hey, look at the same image.
But then
closer.
there's the other ones that look like more things like that. That's artist rendition.
I mean, that's just like a goblin in a lake.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4 is the sigbin.
I think I've heard of this, but I don't know what it is.
The sigbin is a terrifying creature from the Philippines said to lurk in the shadows at night who sucks the blood of victims by consuming their shadows.
Rude.
Yeah, no, let my shadows be themselves.
Yeah.
The sigbin is said to walk backwards with its head lowered between its hind legs. It is...
What?
It walks backwards with its head lowered between its hind legs. It
Sir,
has
are you
the
okay?
convenient advantage of invisibility, and especially humans are vulnerable to its powers of deception. It resembles a mere hornless goat, but has very large ears which it can clap like a pair of hands, and a long flexible tail which can be used as a whip.
I feel like it would just trip on its ear since its head's so low. Is that
Oh,
that?
yeah.
What are you talking about?
That's somebody's rendition of it.
Oh, so its head's back.
It looks like it's.
Well, but both sets of legs are the opposite direction. Like its front legs are forward and its back legs are backwards.
No, they're all going the opposite direction, the opposite of the head.
This is the
Well, I mean, all elbows are going inward.
this is the picture I have of it.
That's how dogs are, though.
That's not. Wait, no.
Maybe
All
different
dogs.
ones.
All dogs have. Both,
dogs go
both
to
their
heaven.
elbows go back.
Dogs go to heaven.
All dogs go to heaven.
Do
That
they?
is true. All
According-
like dogs, all their elbows go backwards. That one has front legs, elbows go back, and then back legs, elbows go forward.
How does it walk?
That's what I'm saying. Like that's not anatomically correct. Like it would just constantly be trying to go forward and backward at the same time. Like you can't move.
Number 3 is the Canvey Island monster.
Ooh.
It is the name given to an unusual creature whose carcass washed up on the shores of Canvey Island, England in November 1954. A second, more intact carcass was discovered in August 1955. The 1954 specimen was described as being 76 centimeters or 2.4 feet long, with thick reddish brown skin, bulging eyes, and gills. It lacked forelimbs, and its hind legs were described as having 5-toed horseshoe-shaped feet with concave arches, apparently well suited for bipedal locomotion. It remains were cremated after a cursory inspection by zoologists who said that it posed no danger to the public. The 1955 specimen was described as being similar to the first. It was much larger, however, at 3.9 feet long, weighing approximately 25 pounds. It was sufficiently fresh for its eyes, nostrils, and teeth to be studied, though no official explanation was given at the time as to what it was or what happened to the carcass.
It looks like a monkfish.
Yeah, it looks really...
It's a monkfish.
The Canvey Island monster.
Oh, I like those
I have
things.
a very cartoonish rendition of it.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's
one.
cute. If that washed up on the shore, I'd be like, "Hey, little buddy."
Not with those teeth. No. Number 2 is the Pope Lick monster.
You look at the
Kinky.
Pope.
He lick at the
Look at
Pope.
Pope.
In most accounts, the Pope Lick monster, named after the Pope Lick Creek below the Pope Lick train trestle,
Do you just have a stroke?
felt like it did,
Pope lick.
appears as a human-goat hybrid with a grotesquely deformed body of a man. It has powerful fur-covered goat legs and an alabaster-skinned face with an aquiline nose and wide-set eyes. Short, sharp horns protrude from the forehead, nestled in long, greasy hair that matched the color of the fur on the legs. Numerous urban legends exist about the creature's origins and methods it employs to claim its victims. According to some accounts, the creature uses either hypnosis or voice mimicry to lure trespassers onto the trestle to meet their death before an oncoming train.
Very specific.
Was that your stomach?
Yes, it was.
That was very loud.
It just looks like
I am very hungry.
a satyr.
And number one.
Numero uno, por favor.
Number one
Please
is
explain.
the Goat Man.
The Goat Man.
Ooh, the goat man.
Described as a hybrid beast that bears a horrific melange of both human and goat-like characteristics. This horned, hoofed, goat-featured horror would seem to be a modern reinterpretation of the ancient satyrs satyrs found in Greek myth. The eyewitnesses claim that this fiend is not a figment from beyond mythology, but a living, breathing flesh and blood creature that is not to be trifled with. The first official report of this brute hails from 1957, when eyewitness reported seeing a hairy horned monster in the areas of Forestville and Upper Marlboro in Prince George's County. Following that wave of sightings, the beast apparently decided to lay low until the summer of 1962, when the Goat Man was accused of killing no less than 14 people, 12 children, and 2 accompanying adults, who were apparently hiking too close to its lair. The survivors, who, of course, remained unidentified, claimed that the Goat Man violently hacked its victims to pieces with an axe, all the while emitting ghastly sounds only the devil himself would make.
Yeah, the survivors,
Only the devil
the
himself.
survivors totally didn't just like murder a bunch of people.
I
It's
think
like,
I found
yeah,
my
the
character
Goat
for
Man
our
did.
D&D podcast.
The
Just
goat
going to
man.
be the Goat Man.
Just gonna be the goat man.
The Goat Man. In fairness, like the majority of the things you talked about had a goat within it. for
I
some
know,
reason.
yeah. And
So I feel like they're all
oddly
kinda Goat Man.
enough, all the sightings started around 1950 something.
That is true.
How about
Lead.
that?
Yeah. Crazy people were seeing shit.
I think there's a...
You know, the more we talk about things, the more we're just like, weird things happened around
Yeah.
this time.
Goat
things are going-
man.
Looking at you, Grandma.
Looking
things
at
happen.
The lead.
Looking at the toes.
Weird things happening around the 1950s.
Yeah.
Man, weird things happening all the time. Let's be real.
That's true.
But
All these sightings, like in almost every single one, was between 1952 and like 1965.
people were bored.
That's
Yeah,
true.
that is fair. It's a very boring time.
We didn't have technology that we have now.
They didn't
They
have.
just-
they didn't
They
have
just
Twitter.
Drank whiskey and fucked.
Pretty much.
Man, I'd choose that over Twitter.
I mean, not a bad time. Not a bad time.
How are they bored? I don't understand. That sounds like a great time.
That was also.
Well, they're also too busy beating their wives.
Yeah,
Apparently.
that's the culture that's always like
That sounds fun.
He said it, not me.
the only one married.
I mean, that is fair.
See a correlation?
Coincidence? I think not.
Do you see a correlation here?
I don't know. Well, the big dog set us up with some cryptid talk, but now I want to get into the last cryptid of the month.
The last cryptid of the month.
You know, it's been a fun journey. And I feel this one that we're going to talk about today is pretty well known, and I figure you guys would have some stuff that you could, want to pitch in on it as well.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. I'm just here for the stories.
It's just you, and then we're
I
like,
plan
all
on
right,
I
done.
planned on taking a nap through this whole thing.
Good.
We're just sitting here like, just texting
I think
each other.
we actually were planning on leaving and just letting you talk
Letting
and
you
then
talk
coming
and
back
then
when
coming
you're done.
back.
Yeah.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
I'm just like yelling, like, you're like, you knew.
Sounds great, bud.
Thanks,
Keep
guys.
it going.
I appreciate the vote of confidence.
Yeah, anytime.
This
honestly.
week, we are going to talk about the legendary, the mythical, the magical, even
O.J. Simpson,
O.J. Simpson, ladies and gentlemen.
the cryptid.
Bigfoot.
Ha!
Oh! Sam Squanch
Sam's
must have been a 9-footer. But no, Bigfoot, also known as Sasquatch, is a large, hairy, human-like creature believed by some people to exist throughout the United States and Western Canada. It seems to represent the North American counterpart of the Himalayan region's mythical monster, the Yeti.
Yeti.
You know, we're just
Snow cones.
snow cones. Don't drink
Yeah.
don't eat the yellow ones.
Mine are rainbow. It's under my car.
The British explorer David Thompson is sometimes credited with the first discovery of Bigfoot tracks. This was discovered. He made these casts in 1811, saying, "Hey, these are a Bigfoot." Or
Can't even count that high.
yeah, that's a lot. It's a lot. You can take your shoes and socks off if you need to count higher.
It only goes up to like 12.
But he had hundreds of alleged prints, but they got abducted from his estate. So, that's kind of something that we don't really know about.
I won't say convenient.
Exactly. Visual sightings have even alleged photographs and even been filmed. Like the number one video that we can all think of immediately is Roger Patterson at Bluff Creek, California, where it's just the Bigfoot walking across the green field and just like turns and then takes
Conveniently turns.
Yeah, conveniently turns so you see Bigfoot.
Yeah.
So you know it's Bigfoot. And then turns and walks away. I mean, it's pretty damning evidence.
What are you trying to
But
say?
that is from 1967 that was shot. So I mean, we've been talking about it for a long time. But even though we've been talking about it for a long time, none of the evidence has been verified. Like, there's tons and tons of shows that go into
I was going to
Bigfoot.
say, but what about all the TV shows?
Yeah, what about all the
do you
TV
mean?
shows? But yeah, TV shows. We'll talk about that more.
Staged.
Reality TV.
Well, I mean, what would they get if they
Stage.
actually caught him? And just like,
You want to know what you'll get if you catch a live and living Bigfoot in the state of Oklahoma?
I mean, those are probably a lot of money, isn't there?
$3 million paid to you by the state's board we have a legitimate Bigfoot hunting season.
All right, grow more hair, put on some platforms.
Cameron, we're sacrificing you for $3 million.
We don't want to grow more hair. I have enough.
He's got enough. He just has to stop shaving for a day or two.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
But so we're gonna tie this. Oklahoma is the number 9 in the world for Bigfoot sightings.
We're also like the 23rd most educated state.
Yeah, there we go. No, we're way less than that.
Well,
we're 47.
We're like 47th or something.
Yeah, we're 47th.
We're pretty low.
Most
But,
educated.
So every year, I mean, like the biggest hotbed in Oklahoma is down in LaFleur County in the Kiamichi Mountains. There is a
Oh no, my bed's pretty warm.
yeah, exactly.
Mine's not.
It's not. It's because we're out here. But in this town called Honobia, they have a yearly festival where like scientists, cryptozoologists from around the world are coming to this thing to talk about and discuss Bigfoot. And they go out into the hills out in the Kiamichi Mountains and hunt this Bigfoot and have been doing it for like years. And it's just like, I was aware that Oklahoma was a hotbed, but not to this level of a hotbed for Bigfoot activity. Cause we've had like, there's shows like Bigfoot Hunters that have shot episodes here, Bigfootville that have shot episodes here. Hell, there was a show that came out before, like when we were in high school, that was shot up in foil that was about Bigfoot. And the guy was like just sitting there, and then like a rock would come in and he's like, "Oh, that's a Bigfoot. We got to get out of here." And then conveniently, the one time that the guy saw the Bigfoot was across a bluff. So down the valley, and he saw movement over there, which honestly, I mean, it looked like a deer, but it was
a
Bigfoot.
big-footed deer.
Well, the thing is there is my experience. Like, I always want to kind of clown on Bigfoot, but I really don't. See, when I grew up, my dad lives right over here, off Highway 20, over in between here and Pryor.
This address, to be exact.
This address, to be exact.
This is.
I'm just saying,
Social
giving you the
Security
area. It's kind of hilly. It's over by Will Rogers Downs.
124 Foyle Road.
Yeah, 12440 Road.
I hope that's not a real address.
number. I guarantee you it is.
Please don't go there.
But so when I was a kid, they told me a story that him and his brother, one day, because they had cows, they had dairy cows that they had to milk and everything like that, and they had to get chicken eggs and everything in the morning because that's what they did. Him and his brother went out to the barn to do their morning chores, and right outside the barn door was this big oak tree. So as the sun rose in the morning, it cast a shadow on the inside wall of the barn. So you just had a shadow, and then there's like 2 strips of light on the outside, but it's the back door. They said sitting there in the hay bin, like, was just this hulking mass. Like, it just looked like an animal, but they didn't know what it was, kind of hunched over. And my uncle picked up like this piece of iron, like because they made the rafters and stuff are made out of angle iron, so it was like a 4-inch wide piece of 6-inch angle iron, and he rips it and it hits this thing and it made a fleshy thud sound, and that thing goes and just slowly turned.
Hey bro, fuck's your problem?
And my dad and my uncle dipped out.
Yeah,
like,
because
jumped
if you throw something made of iron and it just goes, oh,
yeah.
You need to get out of it.
So like this was like, and I kind of, brushed it off as I got older as like, no, they were just fucking with me when they were kids, whatever. But there was one time, it was like my senior year of high school. I was over there hanging out at my dad's house, and I was out in the woods because we used to build tree houses and shit like that in those woods. And I was out there just checking on to see if any of them were still up. And I shit you not, like as soon as I break back out of the tree line to start walking back to the house, I turn around to look at the tree line, and there is a mass. I don't know what, but it had to at least have been 7.5 foot tall, just dipped in between the trees and then went back on the tree line trail that I walked out. And I was just like, so that's my Bigfoot sighting.
You just gotta kind of wonder how fast this creature really is.
Yeah.
It would have
especially
to be
for
really fast for its size. It would have to have phenomenal like leg muscles.
Exactly.
it's got to be like really agile
Mm-hmm.
in order to.
It could be pretty clumsy because of just its sheer size, and maybe it's not.
But the fact that it's
proportionally-
eluded people for this long, it's got to be agile to not make a whole lot
I mean,
of noise.
Or maybe there's just
if
not
it's
that
real,
many
it's
of them. Like it could also be a very, very small. Because I mean, it's like if there's only one or two males or females around the country,
Yeah, true.
then I mean you're not gonna. It's that kind of explains that.
we don't know how long they could live.
But like I also
we don't know anything about it.
Yeah,
really.
we don't really know anything.
Besides,
about
they have
it.
big feet.
And they also, another thing that is heavily associated with Bigfoot is when you're in a Bigfoot experience, it is a nauseating smell.
Yeah,
it is like,
I've heard that.
It is like skunk, but worse. And I remember that smell. Like, so it was just weird. And that's the other thing is like when I was like 15, 16, before Bigfoot talk blew up, I had friends who would tell me hunting stories where they were out in Pryor or out in Foyle or out in those areas, like what's the hill on Highway 20 going into Owasso, Keatonville Hill, like where they would be out there hunting and rocks would get thrown at them, like rocks would get thrown near them and landed, and then they would like smell like just not, and they'd just be like, "What the fuck is going on? Let's get out of here!" Like. Several different friends at that like age before the Bigfoot conversation started. So it was just kind of like, so I'm not a super skeptic of it. Like if it's there, it's there. Like I said, I've talked about it with all the other stuff, like interdimensional beings could be breaking the fourth plane, dipping back through. Maybe that
Goblin universe.
Yeah. Goblin universe. It's real.
It's real.
But it's just one of those, like I said, it's like Ghost. It's like, it's stuff that we just don't have an explanation for.
Yeah, I will never say I don't think something's real because I mean, there's not enough evidence to say one way or the other. Like we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
And
Yeah,
why
you
would
can't say lack of evidence is evidence.
Yeah, because it's not. I mean, just there's so much that just look at the ocean.
Yeah.
Look how much we don't know about the creatures in
There's
the ocean.
Bigfoot of the ocean.
I was going to say, like, if you think about
Sperm
how
whale.
long Earth has had life on it, like 1.5 billion years or something, like it's weird to think that we're the only thing to come out of that evolution.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was saying the other day, I was like, it's really weird that somewhere along there another amphibian didn't come up and actually become something. Like it's weird that we were the only ones. But
overlords.
I mean, there's potentially smart life in the ocean. We don't know.
Exactly.
I mean, there is. Think about dolphins.
I think all life is smart. It's just we can't communicate.
Right.
It's like the idea of like you can't judge a monkey and an elephant on the ability to climb a tree.
Look at what raccoons can do.
Yeah.
Like they're pretty smart.
Yeah. They can use their hands efficiently.
See, I think
how terrifying is that?
The only thing is mankind made society, which was probably our dumbest move. Like if we could be like raccoons eating trash right now if we hadn't made.
But then we'd be eating trash if we didn't have civilization.
But
Full circle.
But on the hindsight of that, we wouldn't be starting a podcast.
I'll say, and you believe in Bigfoot the same way I believe in ghosts, where it's just like my brain's like, no, like ghosts aren't real, like some kind of like electric. But then I had the conversation before, early on the show, we're talking about like what happens to the electrostatic charge that is your conscious after you die. Like it has to go somewhere. And at the same time, I think I talked about my experience with ghosts in my what was it? My not broken Marine platoon. That's what we called it, but basic Marine platoon after boot camp, where like you'd sit there like dead of night, like midnight, 1 a.m., sit there on post, and you'd hear like out of nowhere just heavy boots coming up like a gunnery sergeant coming up to check your post. It would stop right in front of you, and I had a single tear drop down my face. I'm just like, what is happening? And then I watched like what felt like a 50-pound door. Like this door scraped against the floor when you moved it. It had like one of those like steel catches on the bottom, and we had it propped open, and like literally propped open. Like you have to pull and be like, ugh, okay, it's closed.
We talked about this in a very early episode.
Yeah. And this door just went and blew like 3 stacks of papers off of a filing cabinet. I didn't see, but I could see everybody, like everyone in their beds, like they were all asleep. I had been on post, nobody had moved. All of a sudden, a chair, like the disability chair in the shower, got thrown into the wall of the shower and then ended up on its side. And I heard that and went to investigate. Now almost shit myself. I'm like, no way. Like there's no way. Like you would hear people talking when nobody's talking, like everyone's clearly asleep, footsteps.
You broke the first rule of horror movies. You're not supposed to go investigate.
Listen, military, it's just like I have to.
I heard nothing.
I mean, like after a while, it would like you would hear that kind of stuff, and like you'd hear the footsteps, or you'd hear like the voices, and like you'd get startled at first, and be like, "Oh, I remember that." When it got intense of like the door slamming and chairs being thrown, that's a different story. Where it's like this isn't the same thing.
This is a spooky ghost.
This is something that can hurt me.
I don't like this.
And it was weird that it was always in, a platoon that's surrounded by, broken people that are depressed. So, and people had died. So I'm just like, oh, this is really weird. I didn't like it. So like, I don't believe in ghosts like scientifically, but then when that happens to me, I'm just like, I don't know. Same thing with Bigfoot. It's like, I don't know.
Same way with aliens. Yeah. We don't know. We just don't know.
Until I get probed, I don't know.
I still believe in ocean aliens. The whole thing of like intelligent life under the ocean. I think that's possible.
Atlantis
didn't sink. It just went somewhere else.
It just moved.
It went into
sounds like a movie trailer. Just went somewhere else.
Coming this fall.
Atlantis 2.
Atlantis didn't disappear. It just moved.
Atlantis rebirthed.
Man, if they read the actual Disney movie Atlantis was gas.
I miss that animation style.
That was such a good Disney movie.
Animation style was amazing.
All movies like that animation style.
Huh? Yeah, they
should have done all movies that animation
it's
style.
So
not every movie. Not like
I want to see
Pulp Fiction.
I want to see
Clockwork Orange.
Al Pacino.
Scarface.
Jaws.
I want to see Scarface in Disney style. I want to see
every Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I want to see The Thing in Disney style. That would be
Paranormal Activity. Be kind of boring.
Scream. Disney style.
Did you see that they're redoing or they're doing the final Halloween?
Yep. And they're also making a new Scream movie.
Yeah, I saw that too. But what I'm really excited about is Dune, which already has released by the time you're hearing this, and I will have seen it, and I will have been so
and he'll talk about it next episode.
Yes, I probably will. But
on our 1 year episode.
Listen to DK talk about Dune.
And that's it.
That's it. The whole episode.
But
We're not even going to celebrate 1 year. We're just going to
No, we're
listen
just
to
gonna
Dune the whole time.
But I think that wraps it up this week, boys.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Make sure you check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Absurdity69. Go follow the Patreon
$1.
to watch or listen to Off the Rails. I
We're right,
can't
yeah.
put a video on there
No.
for some reason.
You
I don't-
can't?
No.
Maybe because they're worried about us jerking our dicks on.
Maybe. I don't know.
So
I thought
those-
Patreon was okay with that.
Yeah, well, you would
no,
think
I really-
Patreon would
Patreon's
care.
into some kinky
Anyway,
shit.
Absurdity Pod on Patreon. Go check that out. If you want to watch the show, watch it instead of just listen. You want to see our faces. Don't know why, but if you want to see them,
Because of these sunglasses.
Absurd Entertainment on YouTube. Go check us out. And make sure you subscribe on Apple Podcasts.
Apple?
Yeah.
Anything.
Give us a rating because that does boost up the algorithm. That gets us out there.
The numbers, Mason. What do they mean?
And what do they mean, Mason?
Got to get those numbers up.
So we will see you all next week. Toodaloo.
Toodles.
Bye.
Oh, and before we go,
He couldn't.
I
He
could.
shan't.
I will.
He shouldn't.
You know,
He shouldn't.
I kept seeing all this stuff about Karl Marx, right? But no one ever talks about his sister, Anya, who invented the starting pistol. Bye.